Hi, today we are going to talk about business ethics. So I will ask myself three main questions. First one is, what's ethics about? What's ethics about? What's business ethics? And finally, what do we need, or do we need ethics in business? Well, to start with the first question, what's ethics about? I will just give you something that you probably have the experience, daily experience. Everybody makes ethical judgment daily about human actions, about people, organizations. So you may hear when you're at work, when you're in the university, you may hear things like, well, this professor was in an affair with us, he didn't tell us about the exam. Or things like, you cannot trust this guy, he's not doing what he promised. Or, this guy is an egoist. He's always talking about himself, or she's really generous, giving us all her time, or she's quite intelligent and quite humble, or that's a good organization to work for, or he's an excellent person. At the end, ethics, all of those expressions or phrases are indeed universal common experiences. Ethics is a universal common experience. All of us, we have the experience of making these kind of judgments daily. So, well, I said, what's ethics about? Is just about honesty, or is something else, something more? Well, of course, ethics is about the reliance on appropriate practices and policies and rules, and that means fulfilling rights and obligations and several parties. Or, well, we may say at the end that it's a matter of following norms, codes of ethics and so on. But it's not only that. Ethics is also about integrity, and integrity means pursuit and protection of truth, justice, and good. And everybody knows that. And that means coherence with principles in decision-making processes. Or what is the same? That means we need to have ethical principles, personal principles, according to human goods. And it's also about human excellence. It's not just norms and goods, it's also human excellence, because when we are people, we try to, or not to, contribute to common good, and that means that's part of our excellence. That's part of continuous personal attitude of service or contribution to something else, and that's in terms of business. That means excellence, giving more than is required from me. Or what is the same? A professional behavior that requires virtues or human excellence, as the Greek word means. Well, what's then ethics about? Well, we may define ethics as also known as moral philosophy, as the branch of philosophy which seeks to address questions about morality, that is, about concepts such as good and bad, right and wrong, justice and virtue. So as you can see, this is also not just a part of the reality of human reality, a universal experience, but also an academic discipline, and we may study that reality. Well, then we could just describe this in an easy way, which is, well, an ethical behavior, that one that is a free decision of a human being, is the one that is looking for something which is the goal, is the good. Every human being is behaving or acting, usually looking for something that is good. And Aristotle used to say that that's the main purpose, the main goal of human life and human activity. So that's related with human quality or excellence. The more good we do, the better people we are. So good is the end, and the means are, in the theory, the norms, the rational judgments, and in the practice, the virtues, practical habits. So we need the three elements, norms, virtues, and goods, when we are talking or describing ethics. Well, but the question was, what's business ethics? Business ethics is exactly the same, in the sense that it's an ethics, an academic dimension or an academic study that studies norms, virtues, and goods, or what is the same, human quality, but in business organizations. So as part of the business ethics area or understanding, we study human quality in business organizations, but also in the management of business organizations. And we study business ethics, we study how good is this organization, but also how good is the management of the organization, and thirdly, how is the quality of this business organization in relationship with the environment of the system. So that means that business ethics is an applied ethics. It's about moral norms, goods, and virtues, that can be achieved in a specific situation of business. So it's just an applied kind of ethics. Well, do we need ethics in business? Well, that's a common question, and today a very, very important question. There are a lot of people saying today that ethics is a source of competitive advantage, and I totally agree. In many occasions, ethics could be a source of competitive advantage, but there are some other moments in which not. So we may find like a kind of economic reasons to study ethics and to explain ethics and to try to be ethical people when working in business organizations. But that could be like trying to build the house, starting by the roof. And the question is that there are other reasons. There is another kind of reason, which is called, could be called a social reason. Because of course, the society is asking from us, business people or people working in business, is asking something that is an expectation. Let's call this environment protection, let's call this corporate social responsibility, wherever. But this is a social reason. They are asking for this. Well, but what about those kind of things that society is not explicitly asking for? If the society is not asking for something, should we behave rightly, in a good way? Well, that's why I guess that to start building the house in a proper way, we have to go to human quality reasons. That means that indeed we are people. We are a person working in an organization, so a person is person also while working. Well, the thing is that quality, human quality, is something deeper than economic rationality or social rationality. So we need the three kinds of rationality. But first of all, we are human beings, and that's the main reason why we need ethics in business. Well, I was trying to answer all those questions, and if you want to go deeply to the study of this, you may go to the study of this in this book, but also there are short papers that you may read if you're interested in understanding what's business ethics. This one about the comparison between American versus European approach to business ethics, then the intellectual evolution of strategic management and its relationship with business ethics, and finally, I'm right now working on the importance of business ethics in the European qualification framework for education. So I would say you may read this and you may get a good idea of what business ethics is about and its application in the academic world. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye.